Alex Williams, I'm 21 years old, and I've just finished my first year of competition drifting. I started at the very end of 2023. I did a Autofest competition as a wildcard, so I don't really class it as my first year of drifting. And then I went on to do Drift League GB, and I did a full year with them in my black S14. Some people call it the 200SX, some people call it the S14. It was the second half, so it was a kooky front end. It had a bolted in roll cage, fire extinguisher systems to suit brakes, and it was pretty bog standard. I think I had front wise fab on it, and I had nothing on the rear to start with. And then I moved the rear end to a wise fab system, so then it was wise fab front and rear. It was very basic. I think it just had a turbo and a map on it and a link ECU. So very basic power-wise, and then towards the middle of the season I thought I'm running out of power, trying to keep up with all the other lots, and then I decided to go for a fully built engine by HP Works. God bless, they're brilliant, they're very helpful. Yeah, they're wonderful people. So the first event I ever did in my black S14 was Angle C at Drift Missouri. That was a brilliant event, and it got all the snags out for the car. So I learned the fact that it needed more angle, and that is why I bought the Wise Fab. So I was ready for the drift season ahead. So my first year of Drift League, I was massively underprepared, underfunded, and underskilled. I would chuck myself in the deep end massively. I sort of kind of read it, but I learned so much through doing it. It was amazing. I learned the fact that I needed a gazebo very fast, but luckily Beacon Stoves, they had a gazebo on hand, and Rich from Beacon Stoves was brilliant. He took me in like I was his brother. So I was with them for the season. They helped me out whenever I needed. I'm not very mechanical minded at all. They helped me out massively. Sam, he is Rich's mechanic, and he helped me out with anything I needed. One event was awful. I even crashed into the wall because they were running T-side Autodrome backwards. It was awful because I hit the wall, it started to rain, I hit the wall, bent my subframe. So then Sam was brilliant enough to replace the subframes, but again I was underprepared and underqualified for the job, so he helped me out. And I then had to go, I think it was to Manchester to get a subframe. So I had to go massively far overnight, but luckily I had qualified just. So in my drifting career, I have been lucky enough to be given the opportunity to drift as a demo driver / passenger driver for Autofest shows. They've been brilliant, and Team Ronin, who I think were running it, and were being brilliant as well. I did have a slight whoopsie towards the end of the day. I did write the black S14 off into the banger track wall. It wasn't the most pleasing thing because it was just before a round of Drift League, but luckily the guys at Team Ronin, they helped me repair it again. I'm really inexperienced with mechanical knowledge, as you can tell probably in the future with this video going on, because you will see me try and waffle on about my build, which I'm very new to doing. Autofest experience was brilliant. I learned so much driving with, like, I would say the veterans of the sport, and I call them all my drift dads because they're all older than me and they all look after me. So I've got Matt and Martin, which is Team Betty Surf Shop. They have taught me so much and they've been with me throughout Drift League. Then I had Kevin Paul, again, like my drift dads, Team Ronin. They were helping me out massively, teaching me new things, and said, just smash my door, just get on it, just do it. And just them lot helping me like that was pushed me so much further, and actually has made me so much more competitive in Drift League. As a new driver, with drifting, I definitely recommend asking a few people that have experience on what to do, because it does seem like quite a scary leap, but it's actually not that far. If you have people that you can ask, like just go up to people in drift days that you think that might be a lot more experienced than you. It's very easy to get into drifting, and it's a brilliant sport to get into. But do know it's very. So costs with drifting, it can fluctuate massively. You've got like a good day, I would say, what I want to say, below 1,000. I would say I do about 500 quid on tyres, and then I want to say around about 100 quid each way for fuel, and then possibly the odd bit of fiberglass or a bent tie rod, so it like adds up to 1,000. But on your bad days, you could go blowing up an engine, you can do subframes, you can do all of your drive assembly, you could do a gearbox, so it can go up massive, or you could write the whole car off like I did at Autofest. I brought an S15 off Oliver Evans. He was a Drift Masters driver. It's a brilliant car. It gave me a massive buzz. It had a sequential gearbox. It was a 2JZ built by DY Engines. It was the dog's doodads. I must have owned it for 2 months. I had put some like little touches of mine into it. Took it for a few spins. The car would spin in like 5th gear. It was insane. It was like 800 plus brake. It was an amazing car. I'm sure Jack put some pictures. If not, I can send him the pictures of it. It was an insane car. But I went to Malaysia because I got invited for a boat race. And while I was over there, I left it with HP Works, just to look over everything, make sure everything was squeaky clean, make sure it was running right. And unfortunately, the units down, a couple units down, ended up catching fire, and it spreaded to HP Works. And yes, and the S15 unfortunately was in that fire. So it's gone now. It was gutting. I was on holiday, ruined the holiday / boat racing thing, and yeah, I was devastated. Yeah, so the HP unit went in flames. The floor above collapsed down and, well, just engulfed it even more in flames. So as soon as I got back off of my holiday boat racing, I went and actually saw the extent of the damage. It was carnage. There was nothing salvageable. There was one other car that was completely gone, and other cars that had melted away. It was devastating, to say the least. After the S15 had gone to the fire, obviously I was gutted. My future of drifting was over. And then I realised all the money I'd be saving for my 2025 season was starting to add up. So I decided to get my shell, which you might be able to see in the background, don't think you can. I got my S14 shell out of storage that I bought a few years back, that I was meant to be doing up gradually. I got that out of storage, and now I've decided to build it for my 2025 season. So my story hasn't come to an end, and it is just beginning again. And I'm looking forward to the 2025 season, coming back stronger than ever.